So guys, we're going to start with the session 4 in Python. The content is all about the advanced programming in Python, where we're going to learn about how to go for ranking data from largest to smallest, smallest to largest, use of dense ranking, how to go for making the cumulative sum, how to go for selecting the first and last record, how to go for making looping and looping with arrays, how to make loop breaks, and how to create the Python functions both from character to the numeric to the datetime functions, and how to go for playing with the date values in terms of the data, the library, which is important in Python to import before going for any date manipulation field using date functions by getting difference by adding date values. We'll be talking about in the end, we will be doing the charts. There is a website link where you can get multiple different types of charts, 2D, 3D or SD view charts. For that, we'll complete the chart session today. Now, what I have done, I have already gone to your, so I have created here inside the code, you can see there is a code which I have created. So let me go and open the code for you guys. Today's topic, we're going to discuss about advanced Python programming using ranking, cumulative, how to go for cumulative sum. So then we are going to talk about looping, first and last selections, loopings and arrays. These are the topic which we're going to cover up today. Then followed by ranking values based on the dimension field, one dimension field, ranking values based on two dimensional field, use of dense ranking, what situation will go for using dense ranking. We'll talk about the cumulative sum calculations, use of first and last record selection, the loopings and arrays, followed by your character functions to the numeric functions and the date time functions. Then finally, Python charts. First thing, what I have to do here, I have given some raw data which I want to read in order to do my job for you guys. I have a table here inside the raw data, which is called, let me go for sorting this. I'll be going with made underscore store underscore 2022 data. So let me first go and read this data for you. I'll be opening this file. You can see in this Excel file, the sheet name is made underscore Australia data, which will be going for reading into the Python environment. So first thing what I'll do, I'll just close this Excel file. I'll moving on to this path. I'll copy this file path, which I want to read. Now, the next step I'll go for here. I will be writing here called. This is my importing made store data. So how to go for importing made store data? First thing I'll write import pandas as PD. Going further, we have to make a practice import numpy as np always. Then you call file underscore path, write the file path over here. Then you have to select the file name which you want to read now. Just select this file name with .xlsx. Then you write here the Unicode as R to read this data. Now you want to read this data called made underscore 2023. You will write pd dot read underscore xl bracket start, where you can write the file path. You will also write here sheet underscore name is equal to made underscore Australia underscore data. If I do this, I want to check how these records are coming. So I can write dot head is 10. If I want to select this top 10 records, if I run this query, I can see my data has been imported, where I can see the top 10 records of the data, which is coming out here. Does it make sense to all of you guys, everyone?
Yes.
Right. Now, soon after this, I add something, get state code wise total customer base. So how to get this? What will you do now, guys, for getting this value? What will you do, guys? If you remember the code, how to go for getting this, what I'll write here? I will say,
Group by.
let's say the table name is made summary. Yes or no? How do you go for writing this? Made underscore 2023 is the table name. Then you have to use what?
Group
Group
by.
by. When you're writing the group by, which field wise you want to see this? You want to give that as a list value, which is called state underscore code. Yes or no, guys? Are you getting this?
Yes, sir.
Then what is the next thing you write here? Since you want to go for group by, it is row label. You have to write here as underscore index is equal to false, so that you can get this group by values are coming. Then how will you go for getting this aggregation? You would be getting this aggregation with given this parenthesis this with the curly bracket. You have to write there, right here as called customer base. The column name would be, so you want to get this customer base. Okay, so you have to go for writing customer underscore ID, which you want to see as what? As a count. Does it make sense to all of you guys how to go for getting this? If you run this program, how this made summary is going to come? It is going to give you customer ID. But if you do not want to give this customer ID, what will write here, guys? You
Customer
write
base.
customer base. How, where you write the customer base? Will you write the customer base here or somewhere else?
Sub equal to.
Sorry? Guys, my question is to you. If you want to, do you remember the code which we did previously? Do you remember that? How to go?
Yes, sir.
Where to write? Before this or after this?
No, in between those two
Before
brackets.
dictionary.
For curly braces.
So what do you write here? Customer underscore base is equal to. Will you like this?
No,
No,
sir.
sir, it will not work like
Before
that.
before curly braces.
Okay. Let me do this here for you guys. Will it work now?
No.
So how to write this program? Tell me.
Sir, you have to remove the curly
Double
braces.
bracket,
Braces
and
and
we can use the normal
parentheses.
bracket.
Parenthesis to be used. And then semicolon is to be removed and comma is to be provided there.
Yes, sir.
So if you run this query, still it is going to throw the error. Where you got the error? Tell me.
Normal bracket
Sir,
will
after
come.
equals
Sir, you
to
have to use square brackets from customer.
Before, no. Before
After
customer ID, you have to.
parentheses.
After equal to,
Parentheses.
put a parenthesis, sir.
Yeah.
Normal bracket.
Guys, do you remember this code? Or do you practice this code?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You have to use parenthesis, sir.
Before equal to one more normal bracket will come, and after that also one more
Yes.
bracket will close.
Yes.
Normal bracket.
Yes, sir.
After equal to,
Yes,
yeah.
one open bracket over there. Open bracket. And
No, sir,
normal
no.
bracket. Normal
Parenthesis.
bracket.
Normal bracket.
Normal bracket, yeah.
Guys, this is something where we have to be very careful because writing a program in Python looks like very easy to understand, but these are the syntactical error which you have to be very, very careful about it.
Sir, I've given in chat window. It was running.
Right.
The code is running.
Can you see this program here?
Yes, sir.
Keeping that in mind, what will write here? Check it. So you have to call this value. Is it right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
If you run this program, you get this output, right? Now, first of all, when you look at the data, it is given by state code wise the count of customer base. Now you tell me, guys, looking at this program, tell me which one is the having highest, which state code is having the highest customer base?
QLD and WN.
So you are saying that there are two customer base, two state code like QLD and West Australia having the same number of customer base. Now we will see when you want to rank this, right? So rank state code wise customer base. So how to go for doing this here? Simply in the same program of the made summary, which you have it here, guys, right? If you want to go for getting a new column, which is called ranking, so I will say the column name is rank states. How would you go for getting these values over here? In the made summary, right? Based on the field which you created. Which field you created now?
Customer base.
Customer base. Just copy paste this. Then you have to use here the function called rank brackets dot close. Now, if you're using this and you try to see this table out here, how the ranking is happening. It is reading this ranking as what? 6.5 and 6.5. It is going the lowest value as 1. Yes or no?
Yes.
Right. Now the same program we will be writing here where you will give inside this, you will have a function called ascending is equal to false. If you run this program, what is happening, guys, here? Now it is going to consider the highest as 1.5 to 1.5 here. Does it make sense to all of you guys?
No.
Does this make sense properly?
No, sir.
No, right? Now I write something called dot as type. How would you go for presenting this type? As integer. Now let me run this program. Does it work properly?
Yes, sir. But
2 is missing.
one is shown 2 times.
One is on 2 times.
Right. So what will you do now in this case?
Dense
In
function.
Dense
you have
function.
to, yes, you have to use the method is equal to dense. Are you getting this, guys? Right. So if you're going for method is equal to dense, then what is happening? Does it give me right output now?
Yes, sir.
Right. So now we are talking about ranking values based on the one dimension field. Now I will give you another task to this. Okay. In this case, I want to see the state code wise total spend amount. Right, guys? So now you don't have to look at this program. Right? You have to tell me how to get the made summary where I will get company wise the total spend amount. What is the field name spend? I need to check that here. Spend space amount. Okay. So how to get these values, guys? Here, get
Right.
company wise total spend. Okay. How to go for getting this made summary? What will do now, guys? Here in this case,
Table name.
now you want to
Group.
get this output. Which table you'll go for doing this, guys?
The
Mid
parent
Med 2023.
23.
Mid
2023.
Right. 2023.
Let me quickly do this so that I will save time. Which field you like here?
company.
Spent amount.
Company.
Which you'll take it here?
Spent amount.
Spent underscore sort spend space amount.
Right. And what you write here?
Sum.
What you write here?
Total spend.
Right. Done. If I run this program, I get company-wise total spend. Are you getting this, guys?
Yes.
Then how to get these values without decimal?
Int. Type.
Dot
Can
aspect.
we, can we use this here?
Yeah.
Yes.
Does it give me an output? That is only applicable to what?
Only for ranking, sir.
Right.
We'll have to
So-
format, sir.
So in this case, we have to use format using the lambda function. But anyways, it is fine now. We'll not use the lambda here. Now what we want to get? Company-wise spend amount ranking order, right? So get so how to go for ranking this?
Mm.
I'll just copy the same code and paste it out here. What do I write here? Yes or no, guys?
Total.
What is the total? What is the field name?
Spend.
Okay. Now rest all is fine. Am I getting a ranking properly, guys? Here.
Mm.
Are you getting this?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now, what to be done here to get these values in a proper order? Dot
Sort by
sort underscore values. Yes or no?
Yes.
Right. Which is the field you will go for sorting this properly now?
Rank spent.
Rank spend.
And what will you write in place is equal to?
True.
If you do so, did you get the output is coming perfectly? So where's the maximum spend happen, guys?
DSK.
Right. Understood. Now, what we'll do now, this is called getting a ranking value based on one dimension field, which is company. What if you want to go for getting a total spend based on, or let's say total customer base, 2 dimension field? Now, what does it mean? I'll say get total customer base by state underscore code and company. So how to get this? Simply, you write the same program which you have written at the top. In this program, what will write here? State code comma.
Company.
It is case sensitive, so I'll write this way. If I run this program, did I get my state code wise company? Yes or no? Guys, can you see this?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Right. So what I'll do here, let's do one thing. Take this data set, let's say sort underscore values bracket start. What will you do here? You want to go for we want to go for ranking this data based on the customer base. Before that, so let me go for presenting this to you. Since you got state code wise, company wise customer base, now the question is coming how to go for ranking the state code wise company's customer base. Now we will be saying here get ranking to the customer base based on state code and company wise. So how to do this, guys? In this program, you have a made summary table which you want to rank it now by state code. So how will you go for doing this?
And met summary dot sort value, and inside that sort value will give the
Thank you.
like a
Thank you.
list.
So we want to go for getting this as what? Ranking. So subscriber, I will say ranking is the column name, is equal to what you write here, which is the table you are going to take it here, made summary table,
Made.
where what will write here to get this ranking, guys? You
Dot
want to
sort
write, no, you have to write here. In this case, since you want to go for two-dimensional field, you have to use what? Group by. In the group by here, you have to present this data. So now remember one thing, when you say state code company wise given, now you want to get this as group by, what you will be making group by, it is by state code and customer base in descending order. That is how you need to present. Are you getting this, guys? Let me show you here. From this table, I go for creating a pivot table. In this pivot table, I bring my state code into the row label. Then I bring my customer into the value field in the row label. Then I bring customer ID as summarize the value as count. Soon after make this, I go to design layout. I make it as tabular form. Then I can go for selecting this as row total. I can say repeat all item labels. Select these values here. Since I have selected these values, I just do copy, paste spatial and the values here. Now I call this is my subscriber base. When I say state code wise, company wise, customer base in ranking, what does it mean? I have to go for first sorting this data. So how would you go for sorting this data? You would be sorting the data by what? State code, not by company. Subscriber in largest to smallest. So now I can see state code wise, which is the highest customer base company. For this, which is the highest customer base company. Can you see this, guys? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Now, same thing we need to replicate here in this program since it is given here. So that means I have to use here group by, right? Group by of which field?
State code.
State underscore code, right? So this is how the group by comes. Then you have to use the field which you want to sort. What is the field name here?
Customer base.
Customer base. Then after you have to use dot rank.
Dot rank.
Soon after that, you have to use a parenthesis. In the parenthesis, you have to write what? Ascending is equal to false. Yes or no? Then you will write here dot as type. This is only applicable to ranking here, just to avoid this. Now, if I call this table here, did I get my ranking? Yes or no? But I want to make this sorting in a descending order. What will I write here? So I'll call this dot sort underscore values. So how do you sort these values, guys? What we discussed now? State underscore code.
State code.
Right. Then what is the next column name you'll go for taking this here?
Company.
Mhm. Are you getting this? You can go to customer base, or you can just simply take this subscriber ranking column, which you have to write here in place is equal to true or false?
True.
True.
If I run this query, did I get my output properly coming? Yes or no, guys?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Right. So already we have done. So in this particular case, there might be a chances that your values are not in proper, what this subscriber base may be duplicate in nature. For example, if you look at here, somewhere you can see there's a duplication is there. Can you see this?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now, what is happened to that? If you want to see this, it is not going to show here. To get this output, what you write here?
Print.
To
Dot head.
underscore Excel, right? Where do you want to export the file? To this path. How would you do that, guys? Here, you call this made summary ranking dot Excel. Then what you write here? What you write?
Index equals none. Index equals none.
None.
Index is equal to none. Now, if you run this program, you can see the file has been exported here. Now, in this file, what do you see for 10 is coming here? 5, 5. After this should be second. Does it come 6 here? It is coming 7, right? Yes or no, guys? Tell me.
Yes, sir.
So in this case, what will you do? Whenever you go for using ranking, what will you do here, guys? Tell me.
Method
Then-
Sir,
equals
if we
10.
remove as type equals int, it will come in decimal values. There, anything that will come as an aggregator.
So my way of presenting this over here would be what, guys? In the ranking itself, I have to use method is equal to
Then
tens. That's it. Now I will run this program. I will be seeing the output which is coming here. Let's see. Does it come perfectly now?
Yes.
Everyone
Yes.
understood? Okay, good. So we have completed up to this part here. Okay. Now next is how to go for making your cumulative sum. Okay, guys. So what is cumulative sum? Now let's take an example here. You take this query. Perfect. This is the query. We will take it here. Now let me run the program. Can you see? State code wise, company wise, customer base is coming. Yes or no?
Yes.
Now in pivot table, what we do here, guys, in this pivot, I just simply go for looking at the design. Now, in this case, I take this customer ID twice. Over this, I also go for count. But this count, I say so value as making this as a running total in. If I make running total in, 18 to 18 plus 10 is 28, plus 10 is 38, plus 9 is 47, plus 20 is 67. It is coming group by what? This wise? Yes or no, guys?
yes, sir.
If I do the same thing over here, not to present by company, it is going to give me the cumulative sum. Can you see the cumulative sum, how it is coming? So this is called cumulative sum by one
State
dimension
code.
field. It is called cumulative sum by two dimension field.
Two
Now the question is coming, how would you go for getting this cumulative sum? Right, guys? So how to get this? The same program which is given out here. Now let's add one more. I'll say to get the cumulative sum. So this is what is given by state code. Let me go for doing it by one, or let me show this way only first. So how to go for getting this cumulative sum? You have to add a new column called cumulative underscore base. Right? Now you can say made summary dot group by, because you want to present this using the field name called state underscore code, where yes, then the field name which you have defined here is called as your subscriber base, and then you have to use here dot apply. I have to remember this function, guys, is lambda then x is the column you want to call this, and you want to call this column X to the function called cumulative sum brackets that close and like this. Okay. So if I run this program here, after this, what is happening, guys? I got some error. I was expecting that.
Dot group by.
Sir, made summary dot group by.
Yes. If you run this program, is it coming group by, guys? 8 plus 18 plus 10 is 28 plus 10 is 38 plus 9 is 47 plus 20 67. Yes or no, guys?
Yes, sir.
Right? So this is how you got the cumulative by what? By your state code and company wise. Now the question is coming, get the cumulative sum by two-dimensional field. Now my question, I'll say get the cumulative sum by one-dimensional field. Looking at this code, can you do this, guys? If I copy paste the same code, can you do this? What will do first? You have to remove this. Yes or no?
Yes.
You run this query, you get the output this way. Now how to go for getting the cumulative sum? Are you getting this? Now, will you use your group by, or how it is going to be? Does it give you? Can we use group by
No,
here?
sir. No, sir.
No.
No, sir.
So what we'll do now
No,
in this case? What we'll do in this case, guys?
Just simple customer base.
Just simply will go for like this.
Yes.
No. So what will you do now, guys, to get this cumulative sum by state code only? How would you go for doing this? Think like, guys, what is there which we have to use to get this output now?
State code at the place of customer base.
You will use here state code.
no, sir.
Then can anyone tell me how to get this? If I go by state code wise, then I have to go by group by. If I don't go by state code wise, what will I do here? If I don't go by, now this is what the challenge, guys. You want to go for making a cumulative sum and you want to go by your state code values only. Now state code is not group by. You have to define a separate column. Let's say key equal to 1. Then you have to go by key wise. You have to get this customer base count. Do you remember last time we did something called, let's say, we call this as country is equal to, let's say, Australia, right? Now remove this. If you go for calling this program, what do you see? It is coming by Australia now. Yes or no, guys?
Yes, sir.
Right. Then you can call the program here where you say cumulative base. It is by, put it by country. Now if you run this program, see what is happening. Does it give you the cumulative sum? Did you understand the logic behind? Why we have to use a hard-coded value when you want to see? Because state code is individual value. Without making a group by, you cannot get the cumulative sum through lambda. So we have to hard code a value called country column. Then using this country column to group by and customer base should be cumulative sum. This is what sometimes the challenge will happen through, and they might ask you in the interview, write a program based on this parameter to get the value. Did you understand this, guys, now? Yes or no? Guys, are you getting this?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Could you please repeat?
Okay. Look at this table. What is the output is coming?
State code of customer base.
Let me run this program here. Okay. Did you see this output?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, what we're trying to achieve here, first of all, I want to get a cumulative base based on state code. If I write state code underscore code, since all the state codes are unique values, it is not going to, even if you run this program, you don't get the cumulative sum. It gives you individual values same to same. Yes or no? Why the cumulative is not happening here? Because you have taken group by state code, and for cumulative sum, you have to use group by. Without that, the cumulative is not going to come. Now the question is coming, if there is another way to do it, but this is the example which I'm going to give you here. Since we have to use group by and state code, we should not be taking. So what we did in the same table, we added one hard-coded column value. What is the hard-coded column value we added? We said the new column name is country equal to Australia. If I run this program, now the output is coming like this. State code, customer base. Now you remove this cumulative sum is not required. So just run this program and run it here. Now you have state code, customer base, and the country is coming. In the very next program, once you have added this hard-coded value, over this, you can say this is by country. Country-wise, customer base, cumulative sum. If you run this program now it is going to give you country-wise cumulative sum of what? 112 plus 1164 is 1276 plus 41 is 1317 plus 1351 is 2666 through 2668 and so on till 5112. This is how the cumulative sum can be happen with one-dimensional field. Does it make sense to all of you guys?
Yes, sir.
Guys? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now we'll move on to the next, which is called how to go for getting the first and last record of a data set, right? So what is called first and last record of a by variable? Now I'll show you here. Let's do one thing, get this table. We'll say get the customer base by state code company wise, the count of customer base which you want to get. Now run this program. You get the output here. Can you see this? Guys, can you see this?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, in this program, when you say you want to get the first record, what is the first record of ACT? ACT. What is the first record, guys?
Apollo.
Apollo. Right. What is the last record? Have you seen that?
No, sir.
Right. Okay. So I write here made summary to get the first record. To get the first record by each state. So each state code. So how to do this? You write here made underscore summary dot group by. Then bracket start, you have to use the field name called state code. Right? Then the function name is dot first bracket start close. If you run this query, what is happening? ACT first record Apple is coming, Apollo is coming. New South Wales first record is coming as Apollo. All these states are having first company name Apollo is coming. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
If it is saying to get last, what will you use here, guys? Simply using last. So it is taking the last company name is Religare. Yes or no?
Yes,
ACT
sir.
is all the state-wise last company and the last record of each company is coming here. Understood now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now we will be starting with loopings and arrays. Now I will say, let's say student underscore name. I'll give a list value. So how do you go for giving the list value? The first student name, can you please give me your name, guys? One is Pankaj.
Sir, Harsh.
Then I have hers. Who is next?
Dinesh.
Sir,
Ankit.
Ankit is there. Who is next?
Sanjay.
Sanjay is there. No girls? Who is next?
Dinesh.
Harsha.
Dinesh. Sorry, what's your name?
Dinesh.
No, girls. Are you a girl? So guys, please
Varsha.
give me on. Barsha is there. Okay. Who is next? Dibya is there. I can see. Okay. Now, how many names are there, guys? Tell me.
6.
6 names are there. Now, what I want to do here, I want to loop them out to get this name. So I'll write here for X in, or I can say for name in. I'll give this name as student name, and I'll say colon towards I want to print all the name here. Now, if I run this program, did I get my names printing in the looping? Yes or no, guys, everyone?
Yes.
Right? Now, if I go for writing this way, for name in, I put it here, let's say Pankaj. What name is going to print here? Tell me, guys. The Pankaj name itself is going to looping. When I call the list value into looping, it shows this way. When I simply take the name of Pankaj, it is looping Pankaj. Are you getting this, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Right. So we'll call this looping in Python. Now, guys, we'll do something called how to break a loop. We'll talk about how to break a loop. Now, let's take an example here. We have this name now. Let's say I have written this name. Are you getting this, guys? Right? For name in this, print name. If you run this program, you get all the names are coming. But after this, if you can give a condition saying that if name is equal to, let's say Sanjay, then I can write here break. What will happen now?
Colon is missing, sir.
Yes, if you run this program, student name is there, print name is there. If name is equal to Sanjay, that is perfect. Then I need to go for breaking this up. Why it is not showing?
There should be indentation for break.
Hmm?
2 tabs are required before break.
2 tabs are required before break. So do you understand, guys? These are something. Okay, it is very obvious that certain things, if you don't practice, you will forget. This is what we have to understand. The space, the quote, bracket is very, very important in Python programming. But yes, probably practicing multiple times, you should be able to remember this. Now, this is how, guys, we understand about how to go for breaking this loop. Clear?
Yes.
Right. Now, how
Yes,
to go
sir.
for making something called range looping. So how to go for range looping, guys? For example, you write for X in, you give a range here, range of 10. Can you see this, guys, here? Now you will say print X here. What should the output coming? It is coming at 0 to 9. Can you see this, guys? Now I will say I want to go for making a forward looping. So what is called forward looping? Let me explain that to you. In forward looping, what you are saying, for X in range of 1, 200 by 10. If you run this program, it is going to give you as what? 1, 11, 21, 31 by 10 is coming. What will happen if you say 0 to 100 by 10, 10, 20, 30, 40, up to 90 is coming. Does it make sense, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now the next
Yes.
is asking for how to go for making backward looping. So how to go for backward looping, guys? Here, tell me. 100 to
100 to 10.
0 with what?
-10.
Minus 10. Does it come?
Yes.
Right. Now we'll be talking about use of arrays. Now let me give you an example of this arrays with the student name. Okay. So guys, what is given here? You have given the student name. Now what I want to do, let's say I'll create x is equal to the length of the variable name is your student name. You will say for x, the length which you have defined, it should be in the student name. There you want to go for printing this. If you do that, ultimately it is going to give the value as what? So what is wrong happened to this? Correct.
Sir, range in 1 to student name.
So we are calling this. Sorry, we have to go for printing the x here. Does it make sense, guys? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Now, what I'll do here, something that I want to do in the arrays, I want to add something. So how do you go for adding this? For example, you have given student name dot, you will say append. There's another value of the student, which I want to write that the name is Dev. Right? Now, in this program, what you'll do, if you call this student name, what is coming here? It is coming with Dev is coming there. Yes or no, guys?
Yes.
Right. Now, if you copy the same code, which is given out here, in this arrays, if you call this time, it is going to show you the name is also added Dev. Why it is happened so? Already this program is running twice. So I just have to first run the program here. Second, I must run this way to avoid 2 times Dev. Does it make sense, guys, how to add the array value in looping?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now we'll talk about Python functions. So Python functions are 3 types. One, we'll talk about the character functions. Second one, we'll talk about the numeric functions. And the third one, we'll talk about datetime functions. Now, let me go for showing these functions to you here. Starting with the character functions. Before moving on to the character functions, guys, here, mostly the functions which we're going to do here first, let's say talk about how to go for getting uppercase value, how to getting lowercase value, and how to getting the proper case value using your Python programming. Okay, so what I'll do here, since I just copy paste a data set to this. If I run this program, can you tell me in this program how many variables are there, guys?
6.
6.
How many records are there?
6.
6. If you run this program, you get the values here. Do you think the student name is coming proper order?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No. So what we have to do here, we have to get the student's name into capital, student's name into lowercase, student's name in the proper case. So what we'll do here, in this, you're going to add 3 different variables. You will say the first variable which you want to add, this is going to be underscore capital. So how to get these values? In this table, student inquiry, in this table, you have to go for the field name is what? Student name, which you want to use the string function that is called string dot upper bracket start and close. If you do so, now in this table, you can copy this. You can go for small letter. What do you write here, guys? Lower. And for this, you have to use title for making this into proper case. Now, if you run this program, you can see your student name is in capital, student name is lowercase, student name is in proper case. Does it make sense to all?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now how to go for making the concatenation? By string values. Right? So how to go for concatenation, guys? For example, I write here first underscore name is dv. Last underscore name is equal to analytics. Now I want to create the full name. How do you go for getting the full name, guys? Here you will say the first name plus last name.
Last name.
Now if you call this, you don't see any delimiter in the full name. To get the full name delimiter, you have to write in between a space. Now if you run this program, it says dv analytics is coming. If you go for print this value, then this will be coming without a single quote. Does it make sense to all?
Yes, sir.
Right. Call this finding position of a string value. So how to go for finding the position of a string value? Let's say I write name is equal to Devendra, Devadatta, Das. So can you please tell me what is the position of space?
9.
So if I write here name dot index of what? This. What is the position is going to come? 8. So it is saying that, sorry?
It starts from 0.
Right. It's starting from 0. It's coming 8. So that means this is the position 9, which is called 8 as per the index. How to get the second space position? What we'll do here? You write after the 10th position, what is the next? It is saying 19th position or 18 as per the index is your next space position is coming. Does it make sense to all of you guys?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now we'll have a test. In this test, there's a name is given. Name is given Venkat Reddy Konasani. Can you see this? How to find the second space position? What will do here? Second space, name dot index. Then
Space, comma 7.
8.
8. So ultimate is going to give the next position is on what? 13th character, which is 12. Yes or no?
Yes.
Now, how to split a string value? So what do you mean by splitting a string value? I'll show you here. The name is given Devendra, Devadatta, Das. Can you see this, guys? Everyone?
Yes.
So in this, I have a first name, I have a middle name, and I have a last name. Yes or no? So I can write first underscore name, middle underscore name, and last underscore name. I will say the name field should be split with what? A space. Now you know what, guys? After this, I will say print my first name, print my middle name, and print my last name. Understood? If I run this program, did I get my output is coming?
Yes.
Yes.
Right. Now I'll have a test. In the test is given a name like this, where underscore is given. Now tell me how to split the first. Will it work like this?
No, sir.
Then
In
Can
split,
you
we can
replace
write
underscore by space?
underscore.
you will like this.
Yes. Sir.
Does it work now?
Yes.
Good. Now we'll be going for looking at, let's say this is what or list of variable name is given student name. Can you see this? Now I want to get the first name, last name. How will I get the first name, last name, guys? Can we get the first name, last name like this? What do you say? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
We can get this way, right?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me how to get this. I will say student first name. How should I get it? Equals to name dot split bracket start and space. That is what you're saying?
No.
That is what you want to go for?
No, sir. I think we will
Student
put first
name
name and
only.
last name in a list.
So it's not going to work out like this, right? Guys, can it be happening like this?
No, sir.
Sir, it's
No.
considered as a list, right, sir?
So how to do this? For that, we have to write like this program, guys. Not by this. We have to write student name. Then the variable name is name in capital. Then you will use something called apply with lambda function. X as a column name, X to be split with what, guys? A space. And that too, starting the index number from 0. If you do this, and if you do this here, it's saying 1. Now if I run this program, does it work?
Sir,
Does it work, guys, everyone?
yes.
So we have to use the lambda with the split function to split the variable by some delimiter.
Sir,
Understood?
I have a question.
Yes.
Sir, in the last name, we don't have to give the indexing as negative index.
1 minute, just a minute. Yes, what did you say?
Sir,
In the last name?
we have given the indexing, right?
Right.
Last param. We don't have to give it as a negative index.
Okay, I tell you one thing, how it is going to read. When it's looking for name with the split of space, this is the first index 0, this the second index is this. Now if you have a name with first, last, first, middle name and the last name, then you have to write 2 to get the last name. This will become middle name. This considered before space, this is 1, after space, this is 2.
Okay,
1.
understood.
This is 0 and this is 1. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, guys. Now next is called okay, what we spoke about here now. Split. Okay. Now we'll talk about here find and replace function. So how to go find and replace? Let's say name is given here Devendra Das, something like this. Can you see this, guys? So how would you go for creating this new underscore name? What will write here? Name dot, the function name is replace. How would you replace? Replace the value of Das with what? Only Das. Now if you call this new name, it is coming here. Understood now, guys? Here, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now okay, something I have done in the previous batch, use of lambda function, right? How to go for doing? I don't know why I did this, but I will just show you here. Can you see this function, guys? X is equal lambda of a to a plus 10. If you run this query, you see the output is coming as what? A plus 10. If the a value is 100, then it's going to take 10. 100 plus 10 is 110. Can you see this?
Yes.
Now, another example which is given here, you are defining a function with n, return lambda a into n. Now you are calling new cells equal my function to n, new cells with hundreds. What is the output is going to come in? 200. Are you getting this?
Yes, sir.
Now, if you say this with 1000, what will happen now? Tell me, guys. 10,000, 20,000. Because the function name is what? Which is called here. The new cells is going to call the value of what? My function with 2. 2 is a multiplied by 2, which is going to be a value is 100 means 200. 10,000 means 20,000. So this is just given an example of use of lambda function to get some mathematical calculations. Now, guys, I'm going to add here the numeric functions. Okay, in these numeric functions, what I will do here, I will just copy this data. Can you see this table, guys, here? The product is Apple, Dell, Lenovo, HP, Acer, Samsung. Sales happen in January sales, February sales, March, April, May, and June sales. Can you see this?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, what is happening, guys, here? I just want to get another table, a version 1 from this table. So if I say this table here, I get a copy of this table to this. Now, in this table, what I want to do, I want to create some of these calculations. For example, to get sum, average, minimum, and maximum to get the aggregate values. Now, how to go for doing this here in this particular data set? So let's say I'll go for creating something called I want to go for getting the sum value. So I'll say I want to get that. The new field name is total underscore sales. So how should you go for getting this output, guys? Here you'll be taking this table, then in this you want to call this Jan, Feb, March, April, whatever the variables you have, right? So I'll be calling this as Jan sales. Let me make this as Feb sales. Let me get this as March sales. Let me get this as April sales. Let me get this here as May sales. Let me get this here as June sales. Are you getting this, guys? Now over this, once I have it, then I'll use a function called sum, called axis is equal to 1. That's it. Now, soon after I create this, if I run this program, what I see here, guys, I get the total sales. 200 plus 200 plus 240, which is 640, 840, 1140, and 1740. Can you see this?
Yes.
Right. Now, I do the same thing here called average sales. So what you write here? You will use mean here. Same thing I will be repeating here for minimum sales. So what you write here? Mean. What you write here? Max sales. Now, this is called mean here. This is called mean, which is all about minimum sales. And you can copy this to paste it here for maximum sales, which is as what? Max sales. Does it make sense to all of you guys?
Yes.
Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now there is also another way we can do the same job. What is that? Now, let's say you are creating here import numpy as what? NP, because we want to define an array now. You'll say array dot values is equal to I want to call these variables name. Are you getting this, guys? Once you call these variables name, what you can do here, let's say I want to create version 2, taking the value from the table name is prod sales. Now, if I go for running this program, I can say the version 2 is going to have a value of this. What we have taken, this is version 1, right? Okay. Now I have taken for version 1. Why does it happen so? Okay. Okay. Now look at here, guys. Can you see this? Right, guys? Now, what I will do after copying this data, I would be calling those variables name here. So let me call this variable name. Let's say I want to go for getting the new variable name as called total underscore sales, where I will say equal sign getting the value from this version 2, where I have to call the array values into this. Then I can call dot sum bracket start axis is equal to 1. Same way, I can also copy this multiple times. I want to see the average sales. I want to see the minimum sales. I want to see the maximum sales, where I just have to call this. This is for mean, this is for minimum, and this is for maximum. If I run this query, I get those outputs are coming. Does it make sense, guys? Everyone?
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Now the next is called date time functions in Python.
One doubt.
Yes, tell me.
Sir, can you go to the product cell original tab?
Yes.
Sir, if you want to take January sales for overall product, means total Apple, Dell, Lenovo, HP, and everything. So, how will you use apply function or directly we give access?
No. See, you are creating a data frame here where you're defining these are the column or these are the variables, and post these variables you're putting these are the list of values inside, which is coming like this. Now you are saying I want to see the total sum by product. So product total sum for Jan, Feb, March sales, it is in arrays. Now to get this total sum by loops for Jan to Jan total sales is coming as total sales, then we have to summarize this data, then we have to append product sales to that table to get this Jan's total sales below here. Do you mean by that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, for that we have to summarize this, then for Jan, then we have to append this as a total sales. We have to add a new column called total here as a hard coded value, total. Then you have to make a group by of total with Jan, Feb, March, April, May, June. As in, okay, I'll show you that tomorrow. Don't worry. This is also there in NumPy class. I'll be showing there. But at this point of time, you're making the total sum by arrays, by columns. Understood? Okay. Now we'll go for date time. What you can do here, guys, you'll be using import date time as, let's say, dt. Okay. If you say you want to go for current underscore date, so how would you go for getting this? You will say dt is the function to get date time dot now brackets start close, and you can say print your date value for current date. Now if you run this program, you get this coming with current date and the time. Can you see this, guys, everyone?
Yeah.
Right. Now the same thing we can also write here. We can use the module that is called date time is a module. From date time, you want to import the date value. So how do you go for getting this current date here? In this case, we will be giving current date is equal to just write date dot today function. What is giving you here? The current date only. Can you see this?
Yes.
Understood?
Yes, sir.
Now, if you want to get, since you have already get that, you want to get the current year. So how do you go for getting the current year, guys? What we'll do now in this case, to get the current year, you will say current date, which you have, dot year is a function, you just run. If you say you want to get the current month, so how do you get this current date with what you write here?
Dot month.
Now you want to say current with day. What do you write here, guys? Day. Are you getting this?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, if you want to get current date with hour, minute, seconds, so what we'll do here, to get hour, minute, and seconds, you have to use import date time as this. Current date time is now. If you run this program, you get the current date time is coming, time, date, and time is coming. Now, you want to say current time in hours. So you can say current date dot hour. Can you see this? Understood? If you say in minutes, what will write here, guys? If you say seconds, what will do now, guys, here?
Dot sec.
Dot second. Understood?
Sir, do we also have inbuilt function to get the days like today's, Tuesday, so it will come like Tuesday?
I'm coming
or
there.
Jan-
I'm coming there. So did you understand these, guys, everyone?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Right. So what is your question now to get how to get this? Okay. Now, in words. That is what your question, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. So how to get this? So let's do something here. Import date time. Now, once you have import date time, what you will do here, or let's say, right. If I run this program, what is happening? It is giving me today's date. Yes or no?
Yes.
If I say print current date dot year, what it will print now, guys? 2023.
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, if I say print this with the current date with, you have to use called string format to the time, that is called string format time bracket start. You can add percentage a, that has to go in a double quote. You'll see what is happening. Can you see this? Now, if you say this to be presented not by A, by B, see what is happening. Is this clear?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Right, guys? Now, the next thing what we are going to discuss about here, how to convert a values, a year, month, and day values to a date format. So what does it mean? It is given as your year is equal to 2023. month is equal to 09 or simply 9. Day is equal to, what is today's date, guys? 26. Can you see this?
Yes.
Now we want to convert this to a date format. Before that, we have to use here import date time library as dt. Since you have given year, month, day in different date, if you say you want to get date, what you will use here? You will use the function called date time dot, where you will use the date function with the value for year, the value for month, the value for day. Now, if you go for print this date value, it is going to give the output as this. Where I got the error?
Instead of data, we can use dt.
Yes. We have called this as dt. Now, if you run this program, you got this date value. Yes or no? Understood now, guys, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this is how, guys, we can go for converting a date time. Another way to do that also, you can simply, or we can say, simply import date time, then use your 2023. This is going to be 09 or just simply 9, and you can say 26. Does it come?
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. So now what we have to do, we have to understand how to get date difference in years, months, and days gap. This is something we'll be doing it here. So to get years gap, how do you go for doing this, guys? Here first you have to import date time, or from the library you have to, from date time, import a package called date. Then what you'll do here, let's say I have given the start underscore date. The starting date is given. I use a function called, let's say starting date is 2011. This is February, and November is the month. This is the starting date. Then there is something called end date, which is given by 2021. Let's say August on 26. Can you see these two dates, guys? Everyone?
Yes.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Or let's say 2021. It is given as year, month, day. I give this year for 12, 2, and let's say 10. Okay. Now tell me, guys, if I really want to get the year gap between these two dates, right? So I want to get the year gap. What I'll do here, I'll write here years underscore gap is equal to, I will say, I'll be starting with what? My end date, bracket start, dot year is a function, minus start date with dot year is a function. If I go for printing my years gap, what is the year gap should come, guys? 1 year? Yes or no? Are you getting this, guys?
Yes.
Right. Now, if you want to get the months gap, so how to get the months gap? You might be thinking, to get months gap, I will be using the function called what? Instead of month,
Not month.
I'll be using month, and I'll get that months gap. Yes or no? That's what
Yes.
you're thinking. Does it come?
No.
No, right? So how would you go for getting this? For this, you have to use a function called year. Then whatever the year comes, multiplied by 12. Then again, you go for looking at here, say plus. Normally you will go for end date year minus start date dot year, whatever it comes, you will say multiply this 12 plus bracket start. Now for this, you have to select this as called month. Now if you run this program, does it come correct?
Yeah.
Guys, are you getting this?
Yeah.
Okay. Now to get this days gap, so there is a starting date and there is a ending date is given. What you'll do here, you want to get the days gap. So how would you go for getting this days gap here? For example, days underscore gap. Now, if you can understand this, how would you go for doing this, guys? Tell me. To get the days gap.
365.
365 into 365.
Or we can say this minus the start date. Will it help me to get the days gap? What do you think? Does it give me? Are you getting this, guys?
Yeah.
This is how you can go for month gap, days gap, as well as the year gap to find out. Now, the next thing, how to add months, days, and years to a date value. For adding months, dates, and the year value, there is something you have to go for. This is the function I'll be writing here. You have to go for date utilization called relative delta, which you want to go for importing this. Now I'll be showing here, you are going to add 2 years to the current date, which is D1. So D1 plus relative delta by number of years is 2. If you run this program, let's say today is 2023, month is 9, day is 26. If you run this program, does it work, guys?
No, sir.
To get this relative delta, you have to use this function. From this, you have to import everything in this package, whatever is there. If you run, it is going to give you as what? After 2 years, the date value is going to this. So this is called adding years. Now, same way, tell me, guys, if you want to add months, what will do here? Months is equal to 2. If you run this program, does it give you?
Yes.
If you say, I want to add days, what will I write here? Days of 2. Does it give you the 2 days after today?
Yes, sir.
Right. This is how we have completed all these date functions. Now we'll go for doing Python charts. But before going for Python charts, guys, I want to show you one website where you should be able to get all such charts. Now let me show you this website here. This is called pythongraphgallery.com, all charts. You click on any of these charts you see here, any of these charts. If you click on these charts, it shows the charts along with the chart code. If you want to create a bar chart, horizontal bar chart, vertical bar chart, you just simply copy this code and change your variables. You can see this running. Let me do this program. I copy this. I go back to here. Now, this is going to be a horizontal bar chart. If I run this program, it is going to get me the horizontal bar chart here. Can you see this?
Yes.
So any such charts you want to do, you can always come here to do this. Straight away, you can find this here to do. So this is all about how to go for making your horizontal bar chart. Right, guys? Now the next, what I want to do here, I just copy because the same way I have copied this code. Now this code is helping you to get a chart like this. Now I have a code for pie chart. Let me copy paste this pie chart. I can see the pie chart is coming like this. These all codes have been copied from here. You can search for different chart types. Click on it, what type of chart you want. You want to go for pie chart. This is the pie chart code is given. Simply copy this pie chart and copy paste. Run the code, you will get the pie chart. Understood, guys?
Yes.
So can you do this type of chart by yourself, or do you want me to copy paste those? You can do it, right?
Yes, sir, we can.
Right. So now in this case, guys, we have finished your session 4. Okay. Thank you, guys.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.